You see that, Hines? We're gonna take it.
We have James Burns here from Black Ops. James is Frank Woods in Black Ops.
Welcome back. It's time to announce the character of the year. Yeah. All right, and the winner is Sergeant Woods, Call of Duty Black Ops.
Looks don't count for shit in the jungle. Nah, baby.
It's you! Yes! Yes! Frank Woods! Yeah! Call of Duty Black Ops!
I'm here with Dave Anthony, director of Black Ops, and we are here at House of Moves because we are going into the mocap room to do something a little special with Frank Woods. Can you tell me how he was able to steal the spotlight and the VGA nomination when he's not even a playable character?
The actor James Burns, if you knew this guy and if you meet him, you will instantly know the answer to this. James is such a charismatic guy, and he just is this character.
So you are Sergeant Frank Woods in Call of Duty Black Ops.
You think I'm fucking nuts? This guy.
All right, good Saturday morning to you. This is James C. Burns. That's Frank Woods, Call of Duty. Many more things. So, how we doing? How's your Saturday? Who's here? Everybody's here. Let's see. Don't Need No Man, always first online. Captain Britain. Ohio skateboard. It's been a while, man. Shuni, as always, love her dearly. And Orlok, nice. Catman. Are you new? Is it just a new name? Lizgo, my girl. Fresh trim. Kind of, I'm working on something, so they got me looking in a certain way. I like it, actually. Price. Hey, Alahan, good to see you. Teddy Bush. Wow, the Gales are showing up strong on the show. I like that. Like when my Gales show up. They're rock solid women. Good to have you here. Teddy Bush. Hey Jude, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, is that right, Matt? You haven't been here for a while? That's it. I recognize the name. I just, anyways. Let me finish a quick note here. And they're gonna have an exercise. Hey Nick, how you doing? Let's see. Allie. Tornado, baby, you're the best. Now they know that you have a beard, you're looking like a bear, then even better than the best. Thanks for that, man. As always, I appreciate support. Yeah, this week flew by, right? I was sleeping last night and I was finishing up some work and I go, wow, it's Friday and I haven't set a show up yet. Almost didn't happen. I'm getting really busy in a great way, So I'm gotta be careful how I spend my time. Yeah, working on some things. I have a new video for you guys to see what you think, kind of with this vibe, Cryptics, how you doing? Ricardio. No, you can't. Never could. Hey, Darren John C. Yeah, so what are you watching the news? You guys seeing any good stuff? I check in now every about I limit my screen time. So I show up like maybe twice a day on so if you're sending me messages on Instagram or on Twitter, and I don't get back to you right away, it's because I haven't looked at it yet. I tend to get back. I do it in batches, right? So if there's something urgent, keep pumping it out. I'll know it's you. Because I get a lot of messages, and sometimes I look, I can't do it today. I have so much work to do. I love it. I'm busy. I love that. Oh, I'm pretty sure you can. I did a show with a couple of guys. What's his name? A couple of new guys. Couch. And we were playing the game, and Woods got killed a couple times in Black Ops 1. Yeah, right there in Quezon. When I pull up and my gun jams, and you gotta grab the pistol to shoot the guy, and this guy got so distracted he forgot to shoot him. I got dead. It killed me there. Yeah, I had no idea that was in there. I never thought that was possible. Hey, church it out there, man. Go do your life. That's what's important. This is just a stopover. This is you stopping at the diner or the bar for a quick drink, saying hi to your friends, and going on to work. You never know, Ricardio. You never know what the future brings. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. Oh, I did that last night. I went super early, got up at 4 o'clock in the morning, like 3:56. And that's a little too early, so I forced myself to go back to bed for another hour, and I'm sleeping for 4 hours. I needed it. My body really needed it. Sometimes your body just needs you to shut down and rest and repair. And I'm so glad I did. I woke up clear-headed, very, very, very much aware of what I need to do today, and very able to do it. A lot of times I wake up, and if I haven't had the proper rest, proper sleep, I grind. I can make things happen. I can push things through, but it's not quality work. So I love the idea of going to bed earlier. I'm trying to get back to crashing at 9, getting up at 4. That's like the 4, 5 the latest. If I'm up at 4:30, if I'm in bed by 8:30, 9 o'clock, I get 4:30. I'm wide awake, and I get so much done before the day starts. So yeah, I'm all for that. Oh, Liz Gow, you're the best. Thank you so much. That's a coffee on Liz Gow this morning. Thank you, sweetie. Yeah. Yeah, we love this community. Titty Bush. Here you go. Hey, Narks, I'm glad you're management now, man. You have responsibilities. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, I don't know. There is so much that is confusing right now, and everybody's lying to everybody. Everybody's making shit up. It's unbearable. Well, that was the goal of the CIA in the beginning, to make us so confused we can't believe anything anymore. Thoughts on Kane and Lynch 2? Are you talking about Patrick Kane? I'm not sure what you're talking about. There's a lot of things here. I don't watch that shit, dude. It's like it's turned into a piling mess of woke idiocy. I'm done with that. If they offer me a part, I do it for the money, But it's just the arrogance of Hollywood actors now. We've gone off the fucking charts. Even myself, we don't. Just because you're visible doesn't mean you're right or even smart. And I just watch so many high-profile actors just using their platforms as if they know something. And athletes, you're a protected species. To me, like there's so many actors out there who are saying we've got to, we can't put a board, we can't have fences. That's not right. But yet they live behind guarded. I know some people they have their own guard systems, and they have fences and walls around their property. And they all say no one can have a gun except for my security detail. They get to have guns. And politicians and rich people think the rest of us, we can't defend ourselves. We have to depend on the cops who have been neutered. So I'm like, I really, and when you have people out there half naked selling sex to get your votes, we have problems. That's a problem, Right. Yeah, that was a rant. That was a mini rant, wasn't it? It's a game, Sarge. It is a game. It's a game. Oh, you mean the Kane and Lynch? Got it. Well, it's good. The T-bone steak appreciates that, but it's I'd rather have you investing full time in what you're doing. You're doing amazing things, Narcs. You're doing amazing things. All right, you are literally building from the ground up, which makes you special. I haven't liked Star Wars since Star Wars 4. 3 was okay, it was fine, but we got to 4. All of a sudden, you got a little too much, you know. Because remember, these guys sit down, they Disney takes over and says, we want to do this, and we're trying to do that. They make you change. And China's one of the main culprits now. They make us. I sat in meetings, and they want what they want. They want, nope, you've got to make China the hero somehow, or not show China as a totalitarian. Make them the demonstrative democracy there is. I've worked with a lot of Asians in the last 3 months. I've learned a lot about how it's done and just the sublimation of individuality. They get very upset many get upset when you're not sticking to the script, even if it's god awful. Anyways. Hey, Stone Baloney. What you doing? I like it, man. But remember, be very, very careful what you allow in at the gate of your impressions, because when you start reading Reddits, every book, including the Bible, the Quran, everything else, is written from an agenda. There are a few books that are really very few books are clean. Most of them have the agenda of the writer, and you got to be very careful when you take in other people's information, because words are not benign. The words we say, the words we create, the ideas have effect. So be very judicious on what you accept as information. Put everything out there away from you. Say, okay, let me investigate that. And before I believe that, I got to verify it. Oh, cryptics, that shit. It's like I can't even. I don't even care. I don't even care. Yeah. You're 6'10". Wow. Yeah, I've always admitted you're almost a full foot taller than I am. You're a big dude. Yeah. Toby, that's my point. It's like you don't want fences, but everybody who doesn't want a fence lives behind a gated community or have their own guards out there. Take our guns away, but yet, you have an armed detail around you at all time. Trust the police, but then the police are hamstrung. Yeah, when you really look at the messaging we get, you got to just look at who's saying it and why they're saying it. Eugene, hey man, happy birthday. M. McHugh, the latest and the greatest. Good, Jude. I'm glad to hear it. It's a great writing is there. If we can, try to write it longhand. I do all my notes longhand, and then I transfer them to the computer. Yeah, every morning I get up and write notes. I've been working on what I call my fear list. What am I afraid of? And then, hang on. Hey, Cody, how you doing? Oh, Michael Jordan, without a doubt. Yeah. Only because Michael Jordan. Yeah, we played it the other day. It was amazing. I did a podcast with a couple of new guys about couch, great guys, and it might be out. Yeah. Anyways, it's a blast. Yeah, I'm doing one right now. Maybe the most important book I've read in decades. This one here. This one here. I work on this book every morning for an hour. It's changed my life in so many ways again, but in such a bigger way than I ever imagined. And I have to read it like I read a script. I read it literally one letter, one consonant at a time. I read it very slowly. I do the chapters are very small. Chapters like maybe 3 pages long. And I'll take an hour to read it and go back and make sure I understand every single line. It's that important and that powerful. Hey, Darren, how you doing, buddy? I think I'm kind of done. My PS4 died. It's dead and gone, and the controller was spinning, kind of spinning left, and I'm like, I really have to get myself into another mind space. And the game is right now for me, it's escapism. If I play the game, I'm not getting things done that need to get done, and there's so much that needs to get done. So. Oh yeah, that's Josh Doherty. One of the again, Rich and Josh. If you talk about talented, that's just not exploited you wonder why guys like that aren't in everything. Doherty's funny. He is just a funny dude and just a great actor. I mean, he's a great actor. So is Rich, and it's interesting how you see some people who just aren't quite as talented, but so there's something else going on, right? And I don't need to be it's not mischief. Like, what is it that allows you to shine and become bigger than you? Yeah, Cody, absolutely. Writing out by hand is always been a great way to retain information. I think when you write it out by hand, you're more invested. Because you ever try to write now these days, because you're so used to typing, just talking, it's slow and it's uncomfortable to write things out. And it forces us to slow down. And that's kind of what we're doing, isn't it? Hey, Darren John. I'm not involved, man. I'm just doing this right now. Jude, it's a very noble thing, but be careful you're not spreading your own disease. In medicine cards, there's a thing called a skunk card. Skunk, and you got to think, what scent am I releasing into the world? Are you writing from a place that you're telling the world how to live or what to do? Or are you writing from a place of experience? Are you exposing your vulnerabilities? So when you do write and the idea that you want to help people, you got to be sure that the help you're offering isn't feeding another demon, so to speak. It's a very interesting place to be, and keep writing, keep doing it, but discover yourself along the way. And Zen is a thing they say. It's like if you're walking down the road, that means you're doing something, and you see the Buddha in the road, kill the Buddha. Yeah. And that means that if you're not in active self-discovery during an activity, then change the motive for why you're doing it. That works. like with working out, training, riding a bike, playing a sport. The whole mission there is to discover yourself doing it, to pay attention to yourself doing it. You know, that makes everything really special. I had a PS4. Yeah. I think so. I think it's just that you're manifesting in real time. You can see it on paper. Put into a computer, you don't really get to touch what you're creating. It's a different thing. You're just one more step removed. Charlie Palmer. No, it's impossible because you got to have a point of view. You can't ever create art without a point of view because it doesn't matter. You have each artist. Now that point of view can be divinely delivered, so to speak, like could be inspired by something outside of the artist, but it's always going to be, slightly representative of an idea or a concept. Oh yeah, I'm in that place right now. I'm just whenever I talk to you, I always talk about me. I talk about my point of view. How can we not? So I know that I'm battling that right now. So I make it everybody else's battle as well. I'm battling once again for authenticity in another level. So I'm glad you took it as my battle, not yours. You guys want to do some fear work? That's my next one. So basically, everyone do this right now. This will be fun. Get a piece of paper, and write out that one big fear. Like here's a good one that I'm gonna die alone in a box under a bridge in poverty. That's one from my generation. You're gonna die alone in poverty in a box under a bridge and nobody gives a fuck. That's one. So you gotta take it and then just write it out. Write out the thoughts around it and why it bothers you, and then go back and say, okay, what happens? Just go down the rabbit hole, with your imagination and see where it ends, and then just be there for a minute and say, okay, this is, it's a scary thing. Yeah. I get back to business. Yeah. Germany. American Templar. Thanks for that. Appreciate the donation. It means a lot. It's a big deal. Okay. Favorite car? I drive a Ford F-150 King Ranch. It's a luxury SUV with a functional flatbed where I can just throw junk in and not worry about it. Throw my hockey gear back there. I throw everything from shingles to construction tools to lawn chairs, everything. I just put it all back there. That's what I like about it. It's flashy and it's fancy and it's nice on the inside, but it's still a truck. It is still useful and functional. So that's my favorite. In terms of a vehicle, Mustang. And the exterior is a Mustang, a 1970 Mustang. Yeah, sweet. This was spoiler. A Mach 1 or Mach 2? Mach 1. Yeah, that's my go-to. 1970 although what is called an Oldsmobile Cutlass 442. Sweet ride. These are old. New cars are great, but now they're all different. They're not. Yeah, I mean, it's everything looks alike to me now, right? I mean, a lot of cars, they all look alike. They all look alike. Even like you get a Kia that looks like a BMW. The BMW looks a little bit like the new Bentley. They're all looking alike now. So. Well, Toby, I first of all, I love Sicario, and I love Taylor Sheridan. He is probably the most profound writer of the last 10 years. He did Yellowstone. I mean, his best movie, Sicario, was great. I love, and Sicario 2 was excellent too. But Hell or High Water and Wind River, he just kills it, you know. Yes, I am. Well, the strike is against the video games, and I've always, you know, felt that we are underpaid and underrepresented there. So yeah, I support it 100%. Hey, Freya. Thank you, Freya. Thank you very much. That means a lot to me. Yeah, we're making some changes in the studio, so it all helps. Thank you. Jimmy Wood, I know him. I met him a few times. He's smart. I think they're, you know, him and John Voight and a lot of other actors are really standing up for things that, you know, for a value system that I agree with. It's interesting to see how much resistance there is to that. You know, I work a lot. I'm in the rooms a lot, and it's palpable. Like I started a class, and they spent the first half of the class basically saying, like, it's an improv class, but they're restricted. Okay, you can't do this, and you can't say this. Like, they're taking all the challenges out of human emotion. Like, wait a minute. If something affects you as an actor, that's great. You know, if you say a name and it affects me, what a great thing. I have an actual emotion to use in the scene, and they're trying to eradicate that. Well, you know, because of the way you look, Mr. Burns, you got to be careful. I go, what? Really? Because, you know, there aren't in the class, it's a beginner's class, and there aren't a lot of, anyways. Yeah, there's an actual conversation went on. It gave me a whole list of things that I have to understand before I take the class. I go, wow. So I had to take it just for that reason. Yeah, I used to, motorcycles always scared me. I think my father told me don't ride one. And I once saw my neighbor take a huge crash. And I ride a motorcycle, but I'm not, in LA, I would never ride a motorcycle. Guys, kids out here ride 100 miles an hour weaving out of traffic. And I'm like, man, it's dangerous. Hey, Taco Comrade, first of all, thank you for that. I appreciate it very much. Thank you. You know, dude, it's like that's all things. If not that, it's because something better has happened. That's why you gotta look at everything. If not that, it's because something better has happened and it hasn't shown up yet. I don't know what was the competition for. That I haven't heard about that, but how are they competing? I don't know. Depends on what the competition is. Hey Walker, yeah, you want to see a quick demo of something? Hang on. Let me find the video file. Hang on. Yeah, I got something for you. Hang on. Hang on, I gotta find this thing. Where are you? Let's see, movies. Huh. Oh, I know what. It's in the other hard drive. I have. Here we go. All right, I get a bunch of new pulls here. All right, here we go. Where is it? Hang on. Where'd you go? Something's. It says it doesn't have a video track. What is that supposed to mean? Hang on a second. Oh, is it because it's come from the direct? I'm trying to call up a couple demos here, and here we go. Interesting. I gotta change. Give me a second. I gotta export this as something else. As an MP. Here we go. Yeah, talk among yourselves. I'm just trying to fix a file here. Here we go. Replace that bad boy. Okay. Wow. All right. Yep. I guess it's not meant to be. Moving on. Weird. That's so strange. No, I can do it this way. Yeah, good idea. Good point. I can do it this way. All right. I'm going to present the screen. Share screen. Here we go. And this is the new stuff. Ready? Here we go.
Father? When is Mama coming back?
She'll be home soon, son. Son.
There you go. That's what I've been working on. Some stuff there. So. I don't know anything about it. Yeah. Thanks, Pomfrey. I am familiar. I don't pay attention to it. Good luck, man. Just be careful on your motorcycle. Yeah, I gotta fix that. Sorry about that. Usually I have to go in and flick. I gotta flick that switch off because it's automatic for me. And this was last minute, and I was tired, so I didn't. Sorry about that. If you're getting ads, I'm sorry about that. Well, won't happen again. Hey, Frostburn, how you doing? Oh, we got a motorcycle crowd here. I love it. Well, Jude, what I'm saying is like this is again, I'm not being facetious here. Be extra cautious. Like when you get on a bike, and the few times I've ridden, I did a show called Dirt where it was about dirt bike racers, and I got to ride. And Honda took me out for a class, and you get really mesmerized by the speed and the wind and the energy, and it's an adrenaline rush, and that's when it gets dangerous. Is when all of a sudden you get a little more excited, and the bike takes. I mean, this happened, and I crashed on this thing. Like, man. So my point is, and I'm not. Don't be very. Don't be so willing to kind of it's called mission creep. We creep up. Next thing you know, I'm going 100 miles an hour in a place I should be going 25. And that's what I'm talking about. Really, really be aware of the fact that on a bike, the adrenaline creeps up. Yeah. Oh, thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. Yeah, thanks a lot. Did you not see that video? Did it not play? Yeah, this whole setup has got to go. The computer's got to go. It's all got to go. It's all a disaster. I know, man. But for me, I'm good for 15 minutes. But these guys who go on these long tours, it's exhausting. The wind exhausts me, and I get it. I get it. It's just not for me. My body can't handle it. Yeah, Alon, if you go down if you're on YouTube right now, go down and it's going to say how we make the game. There's it's probably 4 or 5 videos with all the background information and how the game gets made. It's kind of gorgeous. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. It's when you get really confident is when you take chances. I can make that turn. Oh, I can weave that. Yeah, when you get a little too confident, that's when that shit happens. Now, Sam and I have we never really crossed paths, Orlock, I'm stunned. It's August. I'm heading back east for a couple weeks soon, but I can't believe it's August. And I start a movie in October, and I have a lot to do between now and then to get ready for the film. But it's it's time's flying, man. It's flying. Yeah, that's what I thought. I see guys riding on those bikes where they're on their stomachs, those racers. I don't know how they do that. Anyways. Yeah, sometimes switching the brain off is that could be challenging. All right, let me see if this thing. Let's see if this works. Can you guys see this? Yeah, there it is. Okay, it works. All right. Time is it? It is now. Oh my God, it's almost. Yeah, I have a strict 10 o'clock out today, so we're gonna be fast. Yeah. Yes, there's a lot of conversation about that, but you're dealing with so many more things than just creativity. You're dealing with business models and egos and continuity. So yeah. Do I like to fish? I did. Fishing was the most important thing in my childhood. We grew up in Western Mass, apple orchards, farms, and I had a river. It's a river. Yeah, there's a river, and it was a daily thing. Summer, when we had fishing seasons, like April was the start of fishing season, and it was usually cold, and that was it. Once fishing season came, I got my birthday present was always there's these magazines that sold fishing gear, and I could get one item and back in the day, if my parents spent $10 on something, it was a big deal. And there's these fishing boxes that came with lures and salmon eggs and hooks and sinkers and just all the stuff you needed to fish in the river. Like, I was a meat fisherman. And that was it. That was my birthday present. And I sit there and I would, and it was April 1st was opening day, and it was go out, hunt night crawlers all night, and get up, and that was it. And I'd be going. I'd fish until we went back to school. Then on weekends, yeah, that was my thing. Since I was like 7, 8 years old, walk down the river, go fishing. Different time. Aussie bacon. Hey Mirage, how you doing? Now Harrison kind of looks like me. Yeah. Well, Tempa, that's the thing. Most riders somehow, I know it's legal, but most riders piss people off because you weave in and out and you kind of fuck up the flow of traffic. And it's shocking to have somebody come by a car. So I understand it from both sides. Like it's rare to see a guy or somebody obey and act, drive with traffic in a spot as opposed to weaving in and out. So there's a little bit of arrogance that goes with that. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Reborn. Yeah, on both sides. LA is tough, man. LA, there's a lot of arrogance on the road. The road rage is a real thing here. I have learned to do two things. I drive slower than the speed limit, let people pass me. I don't care anymore. And I don't engage drivers if they get angry or pissed off for whatever reason. And what's happening now, too, it's really interesting. I was talking about this yesterday. Self-driving cars and people who are in self-driving cars and don't want to drive, so they're on their phones. And you got to be very, very aware now of people. It's becoming less and less attentive. Like people are just driving cars and they have these huge screens in the TV and they're watching their Instagrams and their TikToks and their shows and they think they can do both, right? And you make really bad micro decisions and all of a sudden, happened yesterday. Some guy in a Tesla was at this street. He just kind of drove in right. Like if I hadn't been paying attention, I would have crushed his car. Anyways, that's my complaint. Yeah, this is pretty awesome here. It's a blessing to show up every Saturday and watch you guys go at it. Charlie Palmer, that's the one thing my dad and I kind of connected on as well, was fishing. Now he fucked it up because he wanted to get drunk afterwards. We had this lake we could go to and had a bridge you could fish off, and there's just trout everywhere. I mean, there's always fish back then, and but there's a little bar down the street from this fishing hole, right? And I'm going down and get a bite, and they sit there, and fish, and 3-4 hours later, my old man, he's AWOL. So I knew where he was. I pick up the gear. I grab the boxes and the rods. Because we used to fish with bobbers. I had two things. I'd take a float, a bobber, put that out there with salmon eggs or worm on, and then I would cast with a rough rider, and I would do actual spinning fishing. Do both. I just loved it. And you talk to guys, and my mom packed like a lunch. I had like a sandwich, and it was just a really wholesome kind of way to grow up. And then I go collect my old man. He'd be blasted, sitting at the bar. You'd have to drive like 9, 10, driving home in a family car at 10 years old. It was just kind of a crazy existence. You learn how to drive. Yeah, but there wasn't, again, you got to vision this. There's no traffic. There's like 3 or 4 cars on the road. Everyone drives, like they're not maniacs. It's a small town, Get back. Anyways, that was a good fond memories now, but there's some drama in there. Victor, but that's a very easy answer. And if you've watched the progression of basketball, it's just evolved. It's changed. It's no longer. It's like it's more about. It's an opportunity to display skills and get your contract for cool. It's happening in hockey too. Hockey is like, the team with the biggest stars are not really winning because it's a team game. And the European game is more about, teamwork. And no matter what happens, if a team plays well together, they're greater than the sum of their parts. And I think that you have a lot of guys who are there to enjoy the Olympics and go to, they bring their families, as they should. But, competing against the world, it's like the best players are in the NBA. They're competing for that. It's like what happened with the hockey. They're not using NHLers because it's too grinding to play that many games in a short amount of time, and then go back and finish the season out strong. So I'm glad they're going back to college kids playing against, the Soviets are all pros now too, but I prefer watching the amateur players do things as opposed to bringing the pros in. I mean, it was great with the Dream Team. You had Bird and had Magic and Worthy. That was amazing basketball, and the world's never seen it before. But now it's like, didn't they lose a couple of Olympics ago? So I think, from my opinion, is that when we start putting professional, high-end professional athletes into the Olympics, they're not going to do, and think of all the kneelers. Think of all the guys who don't really care about, the pride of being an American. They're just, they kind of hate, they've fallen into expressing that they don't like this nation as it is. So it's hard to, play for pride when you don't really have a lot of pride in the thing you're playing for. So I think there's a bunch of answers for that. Let's see. Dad, you look more like woman, Mendez. Got no idea what that means. Yeah. Well, Granny was great. Wasn't much of a cook, but she was funny. Hey, Frostman, I'm a cyclist. That was part of my training since day one. Me and bicycles go back to 7 years old. I still ride a lot. I used to ride in New York City in Central Park, and I've seen more accidents from people with headphones and ear pods on than anything else. Because when you get those ear pods on, you're ignoring everything. You're ignoring. That's why I don't understand people who train with music. It's like part of it is clearing your head. Part of it is getting out of your body into the world. And with me, every time I hear that sound, I'm leaving my body. I don't know how you guys do that. Yeah. Oh, let's go. Hey, Bolt, how you doing? I think I don't know about the wrestling, but I know there's a contention about the Italian fighter, and they had some guy who was from Algeria. I mean, when you look at the fighter from Algeria, it looks like a young man. Now, for me, the thing I got to say, anybody who's really saying, there's a lot of folks who are saying that it's biological and he's actually it's like a birth defect, so it's a man and a woman. But there's a reason we have weight classes in professional boxing. There's a reason, because we know that there are biological differences that make it impossible for a lightweight to compete with Mike Tyson or a heavyweight. They can't. That's why we have weight classes. Because there's physical disparity in combat sports, right? Any kind of sport, really. So that should extend, even if it's within. If there's that gal a few years ago, Senandaya, she had some type of birth, we call them the defect, where she's like an hermaphrodite. She's just blowing people. She's fast, and she looked like a young man. She had the muscle tone of a young man. Even when you see, these women MMA fighters, that there's not the energy in the muscle. It's men and women have different muscle bone densities. It's just denser. So I think that's, when you look at the idea, why there are weight categories for a reason, right? A lot. Some are really good friends. I'm not going to reveal names because it's, I don't want. It's like when you do have access to people who are highly visible, you got to respect their privacy. Yeah, that again, it's all. Who knows? Is that statement true? Are we believing what they're saying? And that's the problem we're having in the world today. It's like we can't believe anything. You choose what reality you want to believe, right? And that's a tough one, Cody. It's a tough one. She, whatever you want to call it, look different than most women. Like when you look at that is not the movement and physique and body language of a young woman. It's not. That women are different. They move differently. They act differently. And he moved like a young man. I've seen enough athletes to know. Now, whatever that is. So disrespectful. That whole thing with the Last Supper, just absolutely. That's like again. I hate to descend to this level, but you imagine if they disrespected Islam the same way they did Christianity? Remember Charlie Hebdo? France is so interesting. Like Charlie Hebdo, the Muslims blew up Charlie Hebdo, which is it's a office publisher, and they made this cartoon, and they came in and literally blew it up. You imagine what they would have done had that level of disrespect been shown to the Muslims around the world? Are you? And again, there's got to be a balance in that. You can't just, this two-tier justice has never been right, and just because it's turned on to Christians now doesn't mean it's okay. If it was wrong in the past, then it's wrong now. Frostburn, I couldn't have said it better. I mean, even driving now, I take my phone and I stick it into the container in my truck. Unless I need directions, my phone's off all the time now. It makes people crazy because I don't return phone calls right away. And I really, when I drive, I just focus on driving, paying attention around me. I really had to step out of this. I'm dangerously close. I'm really pulling back on how much content I consume, even on my computer. It's just so it's so easy to get sucked into these universes. But what's interesting, because I spend less time. It's more easy for me. It's easier for me to discern something that is credible and it's not. First thing you look at, all right, whenever you watch a video online or on Instagram here, is remember who's shooting it. If you see some crazy thing happening, wait a minute, who's shooting this? How did this happen? Sometimes you see that it's it's a security camera, it's static, and has a bad angle or something. But everything else, if you see something captured that's outrageous, it tends to be manufactured. Especially when you look at what's happening in the Middle East. There are people creating, that you can't trust it. But just look at if you slow it down and take a look at it, you'll see that, oh, wait a minute, that angle is pretty convenient. How did they get that? Because we've all shot stuff in a hurry. It's never good. And then when it's purposely done that way, you can still watch the performers. Again, I do this for a living, so I look for certain things. And I go, that's, okay, first of all, that camera angle is too perfect. And wait a minute, what, how do they know this moment would happen? Right? So that's always consider what is the POV, the point of view that's being presented to you. How did that happen? Oh, brother, yeah, I agree. It's, yeah. The gayness? No. Again, don't believe that. Majority of the gay people that I know are horrified by what they see. They're not down there, there's a culture of hypersexuality and self-debasement that goes on that calls itself the gay community. It's not. Most of the gay guys I know, they're just guys who are, they just happen to like another dude and they're off living a life and they're not bothering anybody. But unfortunately, the media picks up on all the idiots, right? All the guys, and these guys who dress up like dogs and they got leashes on them, walking them down the street. Go ahead, do that. Go do that. Find a neighborhood, do that, and we'll protect you. But it's kind of an odd thing to see. So no, I think you're just watching media that is designed to make people hate each other. And most gay community, I have a gay couple living over there and a gay couple over there, and they're great. A couple of gals, and they're like this working class people going to work every day. I sit on my front porch. I'm like, do my work in the morning. They come by for coffee. They're friendly. They ever need something, we help each other out. They got dogs. They're just nice ladies. They happen to be with each other. It's all that creepy shit. It's such a small, even like transgenderism. It's just a small percentage are the crazies, but yet the crazies get all the attention. So we think that they're all like that. They're not. It's not. So the lifestyle. That's not my business. Right? Go. But when you make it my business, then it's a problem. And these young ladies here, they don't make anybody's business. They're pleasant. Need a hand. Oh, here's some mail. Courteous, kind. Just who do you want living around? Someone who takes care of the yard, who has a job, who takes care of themselves, who's pleasant and courteous. That's who you want. Whether they're two guys or two girls, it doesn't matter to me. How do you behave? Cody, it's pretty much spot on The Last Supper. I know, but I saw that. It's pretty much The Last Supper. Well, again, if you study history, pedophilia has been around. I mean, there's some cultural things where guys having at young boys in some cultures is accepted. And it's always been here. It's always been. I mean, the Spartans groomed soldiers by, because women weren't worthy of male attention. I mean, it's been around, but now we have the ability to choose. It's when somebody has no choice, and somebody cannot speak up for themselves, when somebody's forced to do something that they don't want to do, when someone's bullied into it. And it's like that's you taking advantage. Again, it's like having a guy fight a girl. It's just there's a biological imperative that we do not abuse your physical strength and use it as a tool. And what's happening with, especially when they're being kidnapped, and that's to me, we should be spending billions of dollars to change that, as opposed to making people rich in Europe. And that it's so yeah, that's we have mainstreamed and made it okay for thing for depravity to happen. I'm with you 100%. Yeah. I've met a couple of furries. It's fine. It is not there's some people do that, and I understand it. It's when you make it someone else. When you want me to pay for it. When you're demanding I treat you with reverence. Yeah, I don't agree with it, but go ahead. Yeah, you play golf. I'm not a big golf fan, but go ahead, play golf. That's how it's something you choose to do or live. But do not demand I respect you for it. I'll be courteous, but you can't demand somebody respect you. You have to earn that from each individual. You never walk up and demand, give me respect. Well, give me something to respect. Have values that I recognize and respect. But I will be courteous. Okay, have at it. I have seen 8 Mile. Yes, good movie. The assassination attempt. The assassination is an attempt. I think there's so much to be discovered about that. We may never know what happened. Yeah, well, that's true. I agree. I don't know about that. I think the Swiss and the Norwegians are really good marksmen. I think they were consistently winning those kind of contests. I don't have kids, so I can't even answer that question. I don't have a kid, so I am not authorized to have an opinion on that. I don't have any kids. I know men who do have children, and they're disappointed that if their daughter is gay, they may not have grandkids. So yeah, I am not sure what that's about. Yeah, I mean, two things. Nobody grows up without disruption or discomfort. Very few kids know what they are. I think it's important to guide them towards the middle of the bell curve, because that's where life is easiest and best. If you're in the margins, it's going to be a hard slog, right? So I think, and a lot of times kids are rebellious and they rebel against their parents, and their sexuality is a good way to do that, either by being hypersexual or kind of. So I think out of being responsible and letting people burn through, I mean, there are so many cases of kids saying, that's just a phase. I really don't feel that way. So you can't judge the one or two cases and say everyone's there. Most of us go through body dysphoria, or we're just not comfortable. I mean, I was never comfortable in my body for 3 years. Growing, it didn't feel right. It's like everything was wrong. And if someone had stuck in my head, well, maybe you're a girl, it probably would have, if they caught me at a bad day when nothing felt good, I might have. That's the reason. Because our society really loves to groom us to be victims, and if you're a victim of your biology, you're gonna lock onto that shit. So you got to be really careful not to give in to a child's constant need for comfort. You gotta let them be uncomfortable so they can grow a little bit. Brock Maggiano. Hey man, how'd it go? Are you back yet? Are you here? If you come back, man, I may want a favor from you, if you don't mind. I don't know how to reach you. Hit me in the back channel. Tell me how to reach you. All right, Jude, get out of here, man. It's usually Saturday mornings. I am traveling from I think it's the 15th until I think the 24th. I'm not sure. So yeah, but I'll be broadcasting next Saturday, and then there may be a break. I have a few things going on. And then I go to head to Chicago sometime in October. So there probably won't be any. October is probably going to be dark. Mark, I don't know. I have no idea what happened to McKnight. That is one of the big black hole mysteries we should have solved in Black Ops 4. But I think he got shot, right? Or anything? That's funny. Well, remember, the original Frank Barnes was a character from MASH. So, yeah, that's why they changed the name. Yeah. I am an hour in. All right, so start saying our goodbyes. I have to get to work here. I got a ton of things to take care of. I watched it live. Odd, isn't it, that I read this thing today. I don't know if it's true. So I don't know if I'm spreading, but I seem to verify a few places that this was the first time CNN covered any of his rallies. He's had dozens. This is the first one they had. And now it comes out that, I don't know, there's so much to be discovered about what happened there. But talk about divine intervention. I mean, there's no way that was anything but an assassination attempt. Because there's no marksman in the world you're going to trust to shave an inch off. I mean, because that fraction of an inch, which what it was, centimeter, that there's so many ways that could happen. So there's no one that good to pinpoint a shot to miss him on purpose. So it definitely wasn't intentional. And to move his head like that, when you see all the evidence around how the aim was, that's divine intervention. It can't be anything but. Brock. Really? Good for you, man. Good for you. Outstanding. Little hot though, right? Let me know if you're at the ranch, because there's a really cool setup. There's a freezer in back, and there's a kind of a interesting little cold dip setup. I don't know if you noticed it or not. You should use that. It's amazing. Everything's right there in the back. All right, Victor, get out there, man. Have a great day. And get out of here. Ooh, well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I need a resume. I need pictures. I need a resume. I need to remember this, Em. All boys have cooties, and I have a lot of bullets. So just remember that. All right. You're on a date? Oh my gosh. My girl's growing up. My niece is growing up. All right, take care. Yeah, go say goodbye. Excellent, man. Yeah. You heading down to the beach over there across the way? Down off the same road? Really? Which one? I'm curious, because I know that area pretty well. Are you down on? I don't want to give the road away, but are you in the same road or a different part off of the main highway? It's beautiful there, man. Congratulations. Of course you did. Yeah, of course you did. She has Sam has got the that island wired. It says Sam should be the mayor of the island. Of course you did. Still want some pictures of the boys though. To get them. It's your second date, and I didn't know about this. And we need to talk. I'll fly out there tomorrow. Oh, he better be good to you. Well, you take care of yourself. I don't have to tell you that. You know. Well, Fates, look at. Here's the thing. The way to make this a mission where you find out what they need ahead of time. Don't go in there just presenting yourself, but go in there and find out what it is they're working on. Is there a problem that needs to be solved? Solve the problem and bring the solution to them. Don't be, because if not, you're just like a beggar. But go in and show them what you have to offer. Follow me? Yeah. Oh, no doubt. Have you met the guys at the dump yet? At the trash area? Yeah. They're the best, man. They're my buddies. Oh, God, it's good stuff. So anyways, yeah, so Face, definitely figure out what they need. Don't this way, go in there, do the job they want you to do before you're asked to do it. And I promise you, you will get a good result. Are you too? Have you met the transfer station guys? Yeah. Are you fishing at all while you're out there? Because there's that beach where they have cliffs and you put the poles. There's also something I wanted to do was to get fishing down there, and these really beautiful fish. I don't know what they're called. And I was there with a couple locals, and we were talking, and he's like half dozen. And I swear to you, this guy must live, under a tarp back in the jungle a little bit. I said, well, how do you do it? He goes, well, we get the card we get that $600 a month in a card, and we get the we got food here and fish. I go, how do you cook those? They go, you take some cornbread and some oil and some butter. So yeah. Are you going out on a boat, or are you doing it from the shore? Which one are you doing? Don't really have a favorite place. Didn't spend a lot of time in Germany or a lot. That wasn't something I did a lot of. I played hockey there, but it's different, man. You don't live there. You just get in the bus, play your game, get back in the bus, or go to the hotel, and then you go back home. So my experience with Germany was from a bus, and it's at a hotel room and maybe a restaurant or something. But I don't really have a lot of experience in Germany. Belgium, I lived in. Yeah, I was in a community. Italy, Sweden, I was, got into the community a little bit. Tokyo, Japan, definitely I lived there. France, same thing. I lived in Paris, so that's different than just showing up and playing hockey. Yeah. I still play, man. I still play. I usually skate every Saturday and Tuesday now. I'm taking today off. I've got a project I got to get finished, and today's the day to do it. Today and tomorrow, I may head out to the desert for a quick visit to the hot springs. But that's it. It's all about work right now. I got a good thing. Broadster, look at you, man, going full Hawaii. Is it Hawaii? Hawaii. Yeah. Are you Are you making your monthly trip down to Costco? In fact, just in case, I don't know if you know this or not, but I found probably the best tomahawk steaks ever at a Costco there. Dude, the tomahawk, insanely good. So, do you have a favorite wrestler? No, I don't really follow wrestling. I think I love the athleticism. I love the theatrics, but I wouldn't know who's popular. I used to know like there was big Chief J Strongbow, Ivan Putski. I mean, I go back to the early onset days because when I was a kid, we played hockey at the boys club, and there was the rink on the roof, and then they would have wrestling at this big auditorium down below in the basketball stadium, and they hold like maybe 3,000-4,000 people, and I remember going to practice, and there'd be like they would share the locker room, had 4 full locker rooms, and they all get a locker room for the game for the matches. We had practice or games because it's a huge facility, and I would meet Jason. The doctor was there. Meet all the wrestlers, man. It's pretty cool. Yeah. So I got to know him. Other than that, I don't pay much attention. Yeah, Irvine, congratulations, man. Make the most of it. Make the most of it, brother. It's like this is the time you build your future. Just absorb. Do everything, man. Do everything. Join clubs. Do everything. Exploit the because you don't get to be in college. This is it, man. Take advantage of it. It's great. Yeah. It's pretty great, man. It's I'm glad you're there. I'm glad you settled a place that you really are comfortable in. Congratulations. Yeah. All right, let's see. Yeah, dude. Oh, see now you got me hungry. Yeah, absolutely. How do you grill them? I used to throw them on there with a bunch of Italian, a lot of salt, Italian spices, and then just lather the top. So you get the grill to about 600, and then lather the top with butter, just like a cake of butter, and I cooked those in about 6 minutes, and it's just spectacular. Yeah. I remember that. Yes, I do. I remember that. That was funny. I found them by accident. I was down there with the others and I saw it, and they had like 8 of them. I took half. I should take them all. Should have taken them all. That's like took them. Yeah. Herbs and butter. Yeah. Italian herbs. Specific Italians. Yeah. It's something, and what I would add now, what I'm doing here is I would add the what's it called? It's an Italian. It's a long herb, not oregano. Something else. Rosemary. Get a little wedge of rosemary. Just drop it into the butter. Just let it boil there. Yeah. Sean's great. Sean's very shy. He's very shy. Talented, but he really doesn't get out there much. Of course, there you go. Oh, you Parmigiano. Hey, come on, Parmigiano, Italiano. Unbelievable. Yeah, you're bringing back some really great memories, dude. That's amazing. Thanks for that. I hadn't thought about that in a while. That was wow. Tomahawks from Costco. Funny thing is, it's like for people who live on the islands, the Costco was it, man. Because the islands are very small, and when you're on the islands, you just realize that you go there. It's kind of a thing, And you got to pick a good time because everybody goes there on the weekends and it's packed. So you got to, island life is crazy. It's really fun. It can get you you can get island fever because it's an island, and this place we're talking about only has one highway. It goes, you go to the airport, you go up one side and up the other, and that's it. And you can't even go around the island. It stops at the top. At one end, you have this gorgeous. You been to the Waimea Canyon yet? Yeah, sure you have. Anyways, thanks, man. That's a nice walk down memory lane. Appreciate that. Hey, Orlock, it's Mustang. Well, it's my truck. I have a Ford F-150. I love my truck. I used to work over on Oahu. I took a job there. It's such an easy thing because that airport is not the best airport in the world. That little airport, because you just show up, get on your plane. It's a great little airport. Sometimes I've flown into there. Jesus. Island hopping. I only did it for a couple of jobs. I didn't do it a lot. There's a nice recording studio in Oahu. Met the owner. I did a Watasi. I did Watasi there. Oh yeah, it's great, right? Yeah. It's so easy. And even the parking's easy when you look at it. Everything's just easy. You're a Mustang guy? I agree, man. I agree. Yeah, it is. It is. It's remarkable. It's remarkable. I wonder what's going to happen. Some changes happening. I wonder what's going to happen a couple of years from now. It's a great place. Yeah, I don't know. Life's too short, man. I don't know if I'd want to give up 100 days of my life for anything. That's like, it depends on what the payday is. If they're offering you, $20 million, sure, I can do it for 100 days for $20 million. But my life is really precious. So. See, yeah. Oh man, I love me some Camaro. See, I grew up in the muscle car days, so the Camaros and the Mustangs were they're equally beautiful. Either you like a blonde or you like a red or a brunette. They're still beautiful. Just like, oh yeah, the Camaros. Yeah, I never fell into the camps. I owned the Mustang. I had the long cigar shaped one, the '72 Mach 1. It's great. Loved it. I got hit by a telephone pole. Yeah, I think jumped out in the middle of the road, chased me down and smacked me right in the middle of the front end. Oh my God, I'm still sitting here. Let's see. It's just going to the line down below. You're going to see a video that shows the whole thing. Yeah. Or like I haven't played a game in a long time. My PS4 died. I don't feel like replacing it, and I'm struggling to find enough hours in the day as it is. So right now it's a matter of I can't invest any time in that. Oh yeah, I don't know if Woods would get a Mustang. I think Woods might. He probably would have got like a Jeep. I don't think he wanted a Mustang. Yeah, Woods is not that. He was not that urbane. He's much more He's much more rural. You know. Yeah. Allah, it's been 1,000 years, kid. Glad you're here. Miriam, glad you stopped by to say hi. You always lighten our day. Thanks for being here. I am going to shut shop at 1:30. I have to. Although this has been fun. It's great talking to you, Brock, again. I'd love to see some pictures of the house, man. Send them to me. Let's see where you're at. Makes me smile thinking about that place. It really does. So, yeah, I'd love to see where you're at, man. Give me some pictures of especially of the boat. You know, like meow. Oh, of course he would have. Yeah, I mean, yeah. You know, he probably wouldn't even bring a sleeping bag. He'd just sleep on the ground. Yeah, Woods would have been, off-roading, packing up, just getting away from people. Love Shaun of the Dead. Love that movie. Love it. You mean us turning the canal over? Well, the lease was for 100 years. Who thought of that idea? A lease for 100 years. That's like, talk about short-term thinking, right? The Chinese guys, they're smarter than we are. Very well. Nicely done. Nicely done. Nicely done. All right. Doing great. You just wrapped up on a project. Finished negotiating a job for October. I'll be in Chicago in October. I got plans booked out to go east for a little bit, and I'm skating twice a week, and it feels great. Yeah, it feels good. Things are settling in. Things are settling in very nicely. I did say meow. I did, because you're the meowster. Yeah. All right, down to 2 minutes, and then I'm gone this time. I'm out of here. So let's claim. Any last words? Any last salutations? I really have to go at 11:30. Not in a while, man. Like I said, I'm done playing for a little bit, maybe forever. I don't know. Already 10:30. Oh, I started late. All right. Yeah, it is fun. It's nice. And I like the community too. Much of I miss them. I left the hockey community, my guys who I skate on Saturday afternoons with, and my Tuesday guys, and I haven't seen them. And I missed them. It's been like 5, 6, 7 years. Yeah. Okay, Orlock, get out of here. Good seeing you. Got a minute left. Who's up? Any last words? Any last interactions? Let's make it happen. 45 seconds. These are great words, my friend. These are great words. Well, it's not a team. It's just a group of guys. We kind of get together and act like we know what we're doing. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it is now go time. All right, everybody, it's been great. I'm going to kill it now, as we say in the big leagues. Woods the fuck out. All right, I'll see you next week.